Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the podcast. And today I'm actually going to be joined by my new co-host, Raf. Raf, good to have you on.
Thanks for having me, bro. Today's going to be a really interesting session, actually. We've got Luca, and he's had such an interesting journey. He's going to dive into his product, which is ZipChat.
Experience in e-commerce, we know everybody is tackling the concept of live chat. Why don't we build something which goes beyond that?
He takes us through his journey from affiliate marketing, e-commerce, SaaS, lots of different businesses.
I don't want to feel uncomfortable with what I'm doing every day, because when you're building something, you know the day you start, but you don't really know how it's gonna end.
Not only turning ZipChat into obviously an AI chatbot, but more helping conversions and drive revenues.
What price would you give to something that gives you a unique angle based on thousands of conversations that then make you launch the next campaigns or VSL that bring in like 1 million per month?
If you're running an e-commerce business or you've been interested in AI and you are unsure where to start, this is something you definitely want to watch.
Good things come to you when you're not really looking for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe in 1 year from now, we're not going to be seen as a AI chatbot for your e-commerce, but as a AI marketing platform for your e-commerce.
Welcome, Luca. Good to have you.
Thank you very much.
So how long have you been in Dubai?
Almost 8 years now.
Okay.
Long time.
Before Italian, right?
No, before I was in Canada, actually. I was doing a double
okay.
master degree. Way too cold. So with my business partner at the time, we said, okay, let's go somewhere hot, and we chose Dubai.
It doesn't get harder than this.
And you had different businesses before, right? So we want to get into ZipChat, which is the main thing at the minute, in a second. But can you just walk through your kind of background?
Yeah, super fast. We started with affiliate marketing during our university times. We were just, these guys looking for how to make money online.
Nice.
Google, I think, was the starting point. And affiliate marketing was quite a niche thing at the time. Nobody was really talking about it. In Italy, especially, it was like, I don't know, really, like you could count the people on your hand, on the fingers of your hand. So we started with affiliate. Things went pretty well, and then we moved to Dubai. We started to think, okay, but if we are good in driving traffic and selling stuff for others, why don't we do this for ourselves? So we started with e-commerce, just drop shipping. Oberlo plus AliExpress was the meta at the time. Then after that, we saw a big problem because everybody was complaining about shipping times, finding products, trusting the different Chinese suppliers. And then we built Udropy. We raised funds from a family office in Dubai, in Hong Kong, from several VCs in US like Sequoia Capital and Jason Calacanis. Then we left the business a couple of years ago and we started ZipChat.
Okay. What was the kind of background to starting ZipChat? Like, why did you leave the old business?
Basically, one of, the core founder, he was a client of Udropy before. And after he sold his business, his e-commerce for like many figures, he was like, okay, what's next? He's a really like hardworking guy, working like 16 hours per day. It doesn't matter how much money he's making. I love him for this. Really like inspiring. And he was building like different AI solutions because he's really good at coding. So he also knew like, okay, this is going to be the future. He tried different versions of what it could be. And at some point he was, okay, AI chatbot is the future. I really believe, because I felt the pain point myself when I was running the e-commerce. So it's gonna be the future for sure. He needed a co-founder for marketing, so he contacted me. We talked. I started to dive into the idea, and I realized before we were working with over 100,000 dropshippers, and all of them always had the same problems. One of these problems was converting the traffic they had, and the other problem was customer support. So we said, okay, this is going to be the future. Let's dive into it.
Got it. I want to double click on that for a second. You said that AI chatbots, that's the future. That's the thing that we want to focus on. With a space like AI, there's like so much places that you could play with. So why on that? And why did you feel like that pain point was large enough and you felt it deeply enough that this was the thing you want to dedicate the next, 5-10 years to?
I would say that the first point is you already are inside the industry. So you know what you're talking about. Of course, you can develop like AI agent for salespeople that call, prospects and close sales for you, but that was not my space. So first of all, I like to invest in something in a space I really know, because otherwise I just get lost. The learning curve is too long.
Yeah.
Not only an industry you already know, but an industry where you already know people. So the first customers are usually people close to you, either previous customers or friends. Luckily in Dubai, there's lots of e-commerce people. So we basically were getting this, constant feedback loop. When closing a client, they were kind of friends, so they were sending us lots of feedback. So you should improve here, there. And then that was the best way, I think, to start. And then also when you know the industry, e-commerce, it works on tight margins nowadays. And it was not like this. I always make jokes with friends that when I started affiliate marketing, we were launching, 200 ad sets, and after half an hour, all of them were profitable. And the day after, it was only a matter of how much we're going to increase the spending on each ad set. It was not like which one we're going to cut, because all of them were profitable.
Wow.
But nowadays, it's not like this anymore. And the more the competition is going to be like tough, the harder it's going to be for the entrepreneur to make a good profit. So another way to look at profit is to, cut cost and automate stuff that actually can be automated. So that's why I can give a huge value to e-commerce businesses, because can provide a way to boost sales and at the same time to cut cost, which is not something every technology can do or, every software can do.
Got it. That's so interesting. I'm seeing a couple through lines from what you shared. Each of these businesses that you've spent time on first started from a pain point that you were trying to solve for yourself personally. And it's like you're trying to figure out how you can extract the most profit and value from the business that you're creating when, the cheap eyeballs are no longer there. What have you learned as you've been building these businesses? Because you've had obviously the initial affiliate marketing and then, Udropy and this. What have you learned, business lessons you've learned throughout that journey?
It's always up and downs. Consistency is key. Unfortunately, when you start, especially in an industry like it was affiliate marketing before, where basically you never had the downs because you were launching campaigns and only everything was good. It was like these bull runs for crypto. You buy whatever coins you think you are a genius, but actually everything is going up like 10 times. So the real game starts during the bear market. So the same is in business. You start with something that makes you money because you got to start somewhere. But at some point, you're going to find yourself in the shoes of the entrepreneur, not more the just cash flow guy from home,
Yeah.
And that's all another game because, for example, with Udropy, you have investors, you have clients, you have a big team. We have like 45 people at some point. So you got to really adapt your day to in a way that you don't really care about how things are going, because otherwise you just say, okay, I want to sleep. So I would say consistency is key. Navigating through the hard times is what makes you potentially a good entrepreneur. I don't define myself a good entrepreneur. I will be one day. That's the thing. But
with multiple successes under your belt and the lesson that the real game starts in the bear market, I think you fit that mold, dude. That's awesome. It's awesome.
What industries or business models do you prefer? Because obviously you've worked on the kind of affiliate side, you've done SaaS, Ecom.
So right now I love SaaS. I think it's where you can right now with the tools you have now to build the highest enterprise value possible, while at the same time delivering amazing value to the clients, and at the same time keep everything small. With small, I mean, you don't need a huge team like you needed before. For example, right now, I'm the only one taking care of the marketing department in ZipChat, but at the same time, I can do so many things. I can do SEO, I can do social media, I can do ads, I can do partnership, I can do basically everything, just because you can automate stuff that before you couldn't. So with software, it's just amazing to do this.
Okay, so you started off kind of playing the cash flow game, and now you've moved over to enterprise value.
Exactly.
Okay.
I mean, I think that's at the end, it's where you really get potentially wealthy, and at the same time, where also you can have a big impact, because most cash flow businesses, pure cash flow business like it was affiliate, it's just a game between you and your bank account. It's nothing else. You're not really building value. You're not delivering value to customers. Let's be honest, most of the affiliate products are like barely acceptable. Not all of them. There are like amazing products that are sold to affiliate, but they're pure like affiliate networks plus affiliates running black ads on whatever channel. I mean, that's zero value. So
is that what's driving you now, or what is your kind of why? I guess
my why. I'm really I'm always super inspired by entrepreneurs building something that is adopted by lots of people. I remember my let's say breakthrough where I was the most excited I've ever been about doing something entrepreneurial when my first website had 10 people connected at the same time on the website that I could see from Google Analytics.
Wow.
That was like, I don't know, I was in paradise for me. So it was not really money driven. I'm not money driven today as well. So what I get excited, and it's my dream, is to see as many big brands as possible, as many small brands as possible using ZipChat. I go to the website to buy. I don't even need to, search the product, just chat and buy whatever I want.
Interesting. Do you feel like bootstrapping is now coming in like a renaissance now because AI allows you to do so many things all at once?
Yeah, totally. In the previous business, we raised funds, as I mentioned, from good VCs, good names. Of course, it's super exciting. Again, when you are there, you're dreaming, you're feeling like, okay, we're going to be the next unicorn and stuff like this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it puts you in the situation where you're not really focusing on building the best possible product and business that gives value to clients, but you're only chasing the next growth lever, which most of the time put also the company at risk. While bootstrapping, of course, is lower a little, especially at the beginning. Of course, it's more painful because you see your competitor. For example, one of our biggest competitors, they raised like 9-10 million like a few months ago. But still, even if they're like 10 times the people we have, they have less reviews of us on Shopify App Store, for example.
Right.
So, I mean, it's not just about the money. At some point, you realize you can do much more. If you're free to move as you want.
But how do you compete with, in a marketplace like that where you're up against guys that are VC funded?
At the end of the day, it's about how the product is perceived by people and customers. If the customers see your product as something that really delivers value to them, I mean, they're going to stick around. And the other thing is, depends on which industry you're in. There are products that are oversaturated. So, of course, it's really difficult to, the blue ocean strategy. So you're fighting with everybody in the red oceans, oceans. That's difficult, of course. If everybody has 100 million in the pocket, you have 1 million, of course, they can fight harder. But if you're in a blue ocean, it's kind of easier because customers, you're not competing to take customers from the competition. You're just taking customers from the market. So that's another thing we are like working out a lot.
I want to double click on that for a second because I want to move over to ZipChat if you guys are cool, because you kind of did the same thing where you were like, okay, well, there's AI, there's a lot of like red oceans, but you created your own blue ocean within that space. And I know now there are competitors that are raising capital, but you kind of got in there first. So I'd love to know how you came about founding that and then drilling down on that problem space. And then the first few months of getting that going.
At the bare beginning, we were like a chat for everybody. So the idea was, let's build a knowledge base around every website. Doesn't matter if it's SaaS or e-commerce or agency website, blog, whatever, and create a chat that is able to do customer support. But then we started to think, okay, the problem is SaaS businesses need some kind of integrations. Info businesses needs, I don't know, other integrations, e-commerce, other integration. I mean, it really gets, heavy when it comes to development. So that's where we said, okay, we have experience in e-commerce. We know everybody is tackling the concept of live chat or, chatbot, like, the pre-configured chatbots as a support tool. Why don't we build something which goes beyond that? So we said, okay, we can build a chatbot, which of course will automate support, because once it knows everything about your business, is able to, resolve customer issues, problems. Where is my tracking? I want to refund, this kind of stuff. But at the same time, build something that can proactively engage people on the website, depending on their behavior, in order to sell them something. That's why we have amazing conversion rates across the board. With different industry, doesn't really matter which one. And beyond that, we are focusing on gaining data for our merchants. Because at the end of the day, when you have, I don't know, thousands of conversations per month, of course, there's lots of information there. Lots of information you can use for marketing, you can use to improve your website, the UX, even think about new angles.
Right, the copy as well, yeah.
What price would you give to something that gives you a unique angle based on thousands of conversation that then make you launch the next campaigns or VSL that bring in like 1 million per month. I mean, that's, the value is incredible potentially.
That's amazing, dude. That's amazing. I noticed that you had like Motor Burger as one of your examples on your website, and it's obviously like a completely different niche. So it looks like it can be applied to any kind of niche that's going in there. It sounds like you're able to not only help existing customers that are coming through, but like new customers that have happened upon your website and get them through and further down bottom of the funnel so they can make a buying decision. How does ZipChat help that? How does it facilitate that?
So there is an article from Forrester, which is really interesting. Basically, according to their research, they say that more than 50% of the people that leave your website without purchasing is not because they have some, let's say, phone call or something that is distracting them, but it's just because they don't have enough information to buy. And this not enough information is given by the fact that they have lots of last minute doubts. So it's fashion. So will this t-shirt fit me, or will these pants look good on me, or is this technological product compatible with other products I have? So all this kind of stuff. And of course you can have, I don't know, an FIQ, you can have some product description, stuff like that. But come on, today people are lazy.
Right. Yeah.
Today people don't really read everything. They saw the ad on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. They're excited. They want to buy. They get there, and then they start to think, okay, but what if?
Yeah. So it's like objection handling at scale using AI.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
And at the same time, in a world when with one click you can buy everything, get a date, get groceries. In Dubai it's even crazier what you can do with one click. But in that world, they cannot wait, to talk to a live agent that will reply in a few hours or the day after, or maybe never.
Yeah.
So in that situation, seeing the chat that pop ups a message, depending on the behavior, really gives them a reason to interact with the website and to talk to the chat.
Mm-hmm.
And in most cases, they just feel they're talking to a human. It's crazy the number of screenshots we get from emails or messages our clients receive on social media from their customers saying, oh, I want to compliment Mark in the chat. It's super amazing, blah, blah, blah. And Mark in the chat doesn't exist. It's AI.
Wow.
So that's super funny. Of course, we laugh about it, but that's the way it is,
Dude, that's amazing.
And because of this immediate, feedback they get, since they are still excited from the ad they saw 10 minutes before, that's where they decide to buy. And that's why, on average, we convert like 16.3.4% of chats into sales with like spikes. We had one store from Turkey. They do cosmetics. In August, they had 58% conversion rate, chat to sale, with like 7,000 chats.
Oh my God.
That's crazy numbers. That's not constant. Their average, it's like 31, 32, but 58% on over a month. Whoa.
Crazy. That's mental.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
so
insane.
It's turning kind of customer service from a cost center to a revenue generator.
Exactly. That's the main idea.
I know there's other features kind of the product as well. Can you just talk through some of those high level?
We're just releasing WhatsApp AI. So basically, both for inbound messages and marketing campaigns, you can basically automate everything with AI. Our main belief is that campaigns in the future, and it's going to go also for Instagram and emails and everything, will not be about how good you are at writing the single message, but how good you will be at prompting the campaign itself. So you give the AI an entry point, which can be the trigger or can be like a message you want to send. And then you define the output, and you want to generate more sales or sell this specific bundle or get, a feedback on Trustpilot, whatever. And then what happens in the middle will basically be decided by AI, depending on the interaction they had before with that specific customer. So the idea here is that hyper-personalized conversation will drive more sales for brands within like the next few months. So that's what we're working on right now. That's how all the WhatsApp features and products we are building are focused on.
Nice.
Dude, how many businesses would you say use WhatsApp as their primary communication channel with their customers?
There's many, especially in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually something we've been asked for, I don't know, like the past 6 months. Everybody was, what's up integration, what's up integration? So at some point we said, okay, it's the moment to think, not just integrating it, that is the easy part, but how can we make it smart enough to be like a really game changer for those using WhatsApp? I would say like in Europe, it's like a big thing. Italy, Spain, France, Greece. I mean, all these countries are like super huge on WhatsApp.
Fair.
And WhatsApp can also be a game changer when it comes, for example, to COD orders. If you do like cash on delivery, which again is huge, like in South America, in Asia, in Europe itself, South Europe especially, you have a problem because you get somebody filling a form, but you don't really want to ship the product before you really know this order is legit.
Yeah, exactly.
And the solution before was only calling them or even like sending a message on WhatsApp, but with the WhatsApp message, just one, I mean, might not be replied or can be like some other issues. So by automating this with like flows that you want to get the confirmation, so you can have follow-ups, messages on WhatsApp, and this kind of stuff, you can basically skip the call center, which is another big cost saving for potentially somebody running like cash on delivery. And you can also propose through WhatsApp to add some other product to the cart, which is also pretty cool because that was the main
thing. Increase your AOV, like
exactly.
Wow.
So it's kind of like a two-pronged approach, right? So you're cutting costs and also increasing the conversion and revenue.
So there's a lot of people that are going to be watching this, and they have heard of AI. They've heard of, the big light bulb moment was like ChatGPT when it was like released for everyone else, and it's like, okay, this is awesome, but how would someone start this process? Because it's like kind of eating an elephant. People say one bite at a time, but specifically for what it is you're doing, what would be one tactic or one thing that they could do right now to just kind of get their feet wet and start understanding the power of what AI could do in their business, and of course, ZipChat as well?
I mean, they have to figure it out what the output they want. At the end of the day, always comes to that. There's no way somebody can take you somewhere you don't know where this somewhere is.
What questions should they ask themselves to figure out what output they should want?
I mean, AI can do pretty much everything, and what is not available today will be like soon. So you just have to understand which areas of your business you believe AI can empower you. AI doesn't have to substitute people, doesn't have to kill your creativity, doesn't have to, reduce your team mandatorily, but it's something to empower people. That's what I believe. So if you think at it in this way, you can think, okay, where actually AI can make a difference. So if my customer support, for example, big pharmaceutical shop, we work with a bunch of them. Of course, they have unlimited numbers of SKUs, which makes really problematic also to keep track of what's updated on the website, or where some information is misleading at this point, or when I don't know, any kind of issue. So we have clients that they only use ZipChat internally because they still want to give this human approach, so live chat, but they use ZipChat internally because it's synchronized to all the pages they have, all the products they have, to find the information, and then also to debug which pages basically are outdated or they have to change. So, I mean, in this case, they're not cutting down on customer support. They're just giving customer support a faster way, a smarter way to do their job. So this is just one of the
examples. So I guess what I'm really looking for is, if somebody doesn't even know where to start, what could be a question if they had like 3 filters to look through to try and figure out like where they could apply AI in their business? Like, what would those 3 questions they could ask their own business? Like for example, it could be like, okay, how could I be more efficient in X? Or is it like, how could I increase my conversions here? Or how could I make the user experience better? Like, do you have a framework that somebody watching this could use?
I try to save time. That's
okay. So time. Okay, that's great.
So for me, it's mostly about time. Where can I apply something with AI that before took me, I don't know, 5 hours, 10 hours of my time, and now I can do like in half an hour. So can I save time? That's the first thing. The second thing is for sure, like, how can I save money? Of course, saving money is not always the best thing you want to do, but can be also like a good indicator if this specific product or service is good for you. And third, is there something that it's really, really boring and I don't want even to think about it?
Nice.
So there are things that I really hate to do, and I see my business partners same. So we try to find AI ways to automate this part.
What's the next step in that process then? So like at the agency, we're, identifying some of these issues that, maybe we spend too much time on X. How do we know if AI can kind of solve that or get involved? And how do you kind of bridge the gap?
It's about testing. I would say you test a bunch of software. I mean, there are so many AI tools right now. We're chatting about that before. So many ChatGPT wrappers or basic stuff, because of course the access to all these huge platform APIs give you the ability to build something fast. So if you're a good marketer, you can build a beautiful landing page and it sounds super smart. But at the end of the day, it's still like a ChatGPT wrapper or whatever. So you have to pay a little bit of attention of excluding the 99% of softwares, because they're just something built super fast with the idea to squeeze money from the market, and focus on these companies that are like for the long run. But you can understand it on the number of features, if they're backed or not, who are the founders, who's the team behind that, this kind of stuff. You can have a sense. And then you just try. You just make a few tests. You run small pilots, and you will see immediately if this specific tool for this use case is something that applies also to you or not.
But for someone that I guess is less kind of clued up on the space than you, how do you find the tools and how do you kind of vet?
I use Perplexity for almost everything.
Okay.
So could you explain what Perplexity is for those people who don't know?
Okay, Perplexity is basically ChatGPT for web navigation. Is like Google on steroids, I would say. Same kind of interface. You basically ask questions. Everything is the same kind of things you could find on Google, but organized in a way that are, I would say, even more legit. On Google now there's everything just a SEO race. On Perplexity doesn't just give you the results based on what's first on Google, but on what's most relevant about what your topic, and then you can refine the conversation. Again, it's a conversation, so you can refine your search by keep asking and going deeper into the topic. So Perplexity itself is gonna keep providing the best solution.
So you're kind of giving, say, Perplexity the background to your business, the specific pain point or problem you're trying to solve, looking at the feedback or what it's suggesting, and then refining and using one of those tools.
Correct. I basically go there. I say, okay, I'm doing this. I want to do this. I have this problem in the middle. How would you recommend me to solve it? And then it starts to give me some ideas. And then I pick up on some of these ideas and I keep iterating with the questions. And at the end, I get the full process with the name of the software I have to try. And then if I go on the software and they see it, I don't know, something I don't like, maybe the pricing is too high or maybe doesn't seem legit, whatever, I just ask him to provide me 3 alternatives that are well rated on G2, for example, or on Capterra, this kind of stuff. So you get immediately out of the noise, let's say.
So this is your research assistant. Yeah. Okay. I've seen, this is a complete side note, but I've seen a lot of people using ChatGPT or Perplexity as kind of like a therapist. Yeah. They're giving it their kind of life background, what they want to achieve, and then they're kind of getting an answer.
Yeah, I mean, I think makes sense. Something I was thinking in the past is that it's a perfect way to, duplicate all these professions where you need to talk a lot, like therapists and coaches as well. I think also this is going to be the future, like people duplicating themselves, not just for making the content, the video, you provide the script and then you have UGC ads at scale for cheap. Okay, that's amazing. But just imagine duplicating yourself with all your knowledge and then selling this knowledge instead of, I don't know, $500 per hour, you can sell for $20 per hour or $10 per hour, $30 per hour, but at scale. And then people chat with you or even join like a video call with you and you're on the beach in Dubai.
You're a personalized coach.
Yeah.
An AI version. Yeah. I like that.
I want to bring us back to ZipChat for a second here. I mean, I love that. I mean, I got to try that, man. I need a therapist for sure. But I was thinking, you've said something interesting, and this is something that even I fall victim to. I'm just like, oh, isn't this just all these AI things? Aren't they just GPT wrappers? So it's basically just using GPT, and then it just looks fancier, and they're charging me more than like my $20 or $200 a month or whatever, whichever tier you have. Can you explain how what ZipChat does is different to other GPT wrappers and what makes it unique in this marketplace?
Yeah. So basically, it's about you create all the models behind that. We don't use ChatGPT. We use some OpenAI API calls to do certain, let's say, operation in the backend to go faster, refine some stuff. But it's not the model we use. We're basically model agnostic. We just implement what is working best right now. But that's, let's say, the basic layer. All the rest is built on top by us. How to interact with people looking for buying something on an e-commerce store, how to adapt the conversation like it's human-like, how to find the right product depending on the conversation or the issues of the person. You notice immediately if you are talking to an AI that is just a ChatGPT wrapper or whatever other model wrapper, because it just feels off in e-commerce. You ask something and it provides you like some random product from the store that is not related to what you want, and that's is never gonna move the needle for you. So
it sounds like with ZipChat, you trained it specifically for a very particular use case.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Like had a feedback loop to refine the quality of responses. Would you say that's
totally.
true? That's awesome.
Totally.
Okay, that's cool.
And at the beginning it was fun because most let's say small competitors wrapper, they were completely hallucinating. I mean, you could even ask something about completely irrelevant to the store and it would reply like it was a ChatGPT itself. So it was just crazy.
Right, that's awesome. That's such a strong USP, dude, because there's so much you could play. You can essentially build anything. I think the fact that you guys have focused so deeply on like one use case and providing real ROI to businesses, I think it's just, I think it sets you apart. And then you can kind of tell that difference between, oh, this is a GPT wrapper versus this is actually providing proper results and feedback to the customers to get them to that conversion. So that's awesome, dude.
Thanks.
Very cool. Very cool. When you think about building out different feature sets, because I know you're like looking at the WhatsApp space now, and then we were talking just outside before that you started building this on Shopify because there's a marketplace and there's like an inbuilt need, I guess, of customers. How do you decide what area you want to focus this kind of like laser weapon towards, right? Like how do you choose that?
So it's a mix of things. Of course, must be something that can move the needle for us. So can our MRR grow because of this, or it's just some nice thing you're gonna build there? Then something else is for sure to understand if somebody else is doing something like this, and instead of looking for something nobody is looking at, we still try to figure it out. If somebody is doing that, it means there is a market for that. There is different people even outside our personal network and our clients that are asking for this. Because come on, it's difficult to have this one idea that nobody thinks about. Everybody thinks about everything all the time. Is there somebody implementing it? It means they have some information. They got these insights from somewhere. We try to deep dive on this. And then, of course, if clients themselves are asking us about this feature, and of course, if they're willing to pay, that is, I think, the biggest problem when you build a software product, because everything sounds cool when you talk about it at the bar, but are people willing to pay for this, or it's just, oh wow, it's super cool, man, do it, it's the best, and then nobody gives a shit. That's the main thing,
Fair.
So we use data, and of course there's some assumption we have to do. We use data from our clients, we use data from external sources, a little bit of assumptions, and is this gonna help us, in our case, generate more usage and then more revenue per user? Yes, let's go for it. I would say that my co-founder is really good and moving fast, so he's shipping like lots of code.
I mean, he's working 16, 17 hours a day, bro. I mean, like, of course.
And it's completely, I was making fun of him like exactly last week, because at some point I told him, man, you ship so many things in the last 30 days that I have no idea how to readapt the marketing to all of these things. Because I mean, now we do like many things that we are not doing before. I need almost like a new website, a new VSL, a new landing page on Shopify, on the list, Shopify listings, all this kind of stuff,
So you're building features faster than you can market them.
Exactly.
Wow.
That's the thing.
That's awesome. So when you first came across ZipChat, how did you get those first initial customers? I know you were in the space and, everyone at a bar is like, oh yeah, do this thing. But when it comes to giving them your credit card, they're not going to do it. So how'd you do that? How'd you get those first customers?
When I'd been involved by my co-founder, he already took into a couple of customers that were like his, I would say, best friends or ex-partners, that they were already paying for this. And friends, especially best friends, usually they want things for free. They're not willing. I mean, it's really rare. Of course, like on a rational way, you say, okay, it's nice. The friend incentivizes you by paying your product, whatever, even if it's like a few tens of dollars. but it's rare. I mean, the fact that already people were paying him, even in the close circle, it was like, okay, this is a good sign. Then we start, calling everybody we had on our phone list, on Instagram, making some posts on personal profiles that, of course, raised the demand. Then on the other side, we went on with Shopify ads. So we were on the marketplace on Shopify, driving a few, installs, and then we start to run PPC campaign inside the marketplace.
Interesting.
Which just drove lots of installs at the beginning for cheap, much cheaper than now. Now it's crazy to run ads there. But it was driving lots of installs, and these installs were actually sticking around, not just installing, but installing, using, paying. So
what made it sticky? Right. So these people were sticking around. A lot of people can launch softwares, they get the initial users and they're not sticky. So why do you think those initial customers were sticky?
I would say this is like an early sign of product market fit. Our definition of product market fit now is every time we reach a moment with features or whatever, where our customer refer other customers. That's where you have proper product market fit,
Got it.
But you don't have to go 0 to 100 immediately. There are like smaller steps you can look at to understand if you're in the right direction or not. And having people that, install the app, start to use it, and actually want to pay for it, it means the product can be sticky. Most products out there, they give you like this excitement when you see them, but then at the end of the day, you say, okay, they're just nice to have,
How do you get that initial buy-in? I know this is an issue with a lot of kind of SaaS platforms, is getting people to like adopt usage. What's your funnel like for that?
We were going on a call with them. We were on WhatsApp all day with them, answering questions or developing like a small iteration just for them. It's never good to build something specifically for a client. But the thing with software is that it's not like 10 years ago now. It's like, every customer, even if they're joining, let's say in a alpha or beta phase, they have certain expectation because the bar is so high that everybody is expecting some basic features to be there, some basic, settings to be there. So they kind of panic when they don't find them. And by being like super available on WhatsApp, on calls, we're doing like 10 days just with the same person to answer the same questions over and over again, with the perfect way to, get this initial traction. And when you see that after 3 months, they're still there, still paying, still using it, still asking you or providing you feedbacks how to do it better, okay, it means you're into something. Doesn't mean it's going to be huge, doesn't mean it's going to be super successful, but you're into something.
Right.
If you don't have these, I would say it's probably like the wrong products. You're building something that it's not really needed. Of course, you can still iterate it many times and make it perfect, whatever, but definitely going to market as soon as possible and get the feedbacks and enter this loop is the way.
So you're literally having onboarding calls with most of the new customers initially.
And we are actually doing that right now as well.
Wow.
Before we were not doing it. At some point we stopped doing this, but we realized that one of the objection, let's say, present in the mind, the head of people was, okay, but it's super cool, I want it, but right now I don't have the time to sit down and train the AI and work on the AI, have perfect answer. But the reality is that the product we built, it's so focused on building a really knowledgeable AI based on your brands, on your store, on your documents, that you take like 5 minutes to train it. It's super fast. So we said, okay, let's do like this. Every time somebody is signing up, even during the free trial, we provide an onboarding call for free. Doesn't matter if it's on the $49 plan, on the $500 per month or $1,000 per month, doesn't matter. Also, the features are the same for everybody. We believe that it doesn't matter. I mean, it's not for us to say if some clients deserve or not access to a feature just because he's able to pay for it or not. I mean, I can have a smaller business not able to pay $500 per month, but why in the hell shouldn't I have access to this feature in specific?
So you're not putting a paywall in front of features that make the software work better.
No. Our idea is doesn't really matter which plan you are. We want to give you as much value as we are giving to the big brand, to the small brand.
So it's just priced on volume.
Exactly. So doesn't matter which plan you decide to start the trial for. We can jump on a call with you if you want. You can do yourself. There are documentation, there are tutorials, everything. I mean, some people doesn't want to jump on a call. But if you feel like you don't have time, you're scared of doing something wrong, whatever, You jump on a call with us, and we basically apply to your settings the best practices that we are seeing across all the board working, and then you're basically ready to go in 15, 20 minutes.
Do you think that approach hurt your initial growth? Because I know people that build these sort of softwares, they're straight up going immediately for enterprise value clients so that they can have more revenue through the door. But it sounds like you're kind of servicing like the small, medium enterprises as well as the larger ones. Do you think that that approach hurt your growth initially?
So we try to go to the enterprise clients. I mean, we also went to many conferences, many fair around the world, pitching ZipChat. We just understood that we don't like enterprise sales.
Okay.
So, I mean, at some point you got to do something also you like, you know?
Yeah, of course.
And talking to tens of different people for months and months over, blah, blah, blah. And they have always the same questions, and looks like nobody's the real decision maker, you know, this kind of stuff. And then at the end of the day, it's maybe a 1,000 per month client for us. Okay, or 2,000, whatever. I can get like $249 guys, actually help them, you know,
Yeah.
achieve something, and just grow with their growth over time.
Interesting.
Just to go on that point, so it sounds like what you're building now as well is more based on what you want to be doing rather than jumping through hoops to make money.
It's a mix.
Okay.
I believe I don't want to feel uncomfortable with what I'm doing every day, because you know, when you're building something, you never you know the day you start, but you don't really know how it's gonna end. Will I sell the business? Will I keep it forever? Will I be the giant at some point and start to acquire everybody else?
Would you start to transition into stuff you don't maybe love as much as you get bigger? So the account.
I mean, as soon as you start delegate and having a huge stuff, yes. But as far as we can keep a small team and do the stuff ourselves, or have consultants, stuff like that, I don't care. It's I mean, we want to be happy as well.
It's very similar to what you and Graham are doing at Uptick, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And that kind of mindset.
Yeah, I think for me, it's just like it whatever we're building has to be in the service of the client, because you can sleep better at night. That's the whole point. And then also like aggressively cut out things that you don't enjoy, so that every time you wake up, you're excited for what you're doing, and then that builds a internal like company wide momentum that just going hard for a particular goal that you're not necessarily enjoying, there is a half-life to that. You will burn out, right? So
totally.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about energy. So if you don't have a good energy, even if you're serving bigger clients that on paper and the logo on the website looks super cool, at the end of the day, the business is going to die anyway, because your energy is so low and you hate that so much that you're going to find ways to kill it, even if you actually don't want to kill it.
You know, I wonder, and you probably have this, because I'm always thinking about like, okay, how could I make the customer's experience better? How could I create social proof at scale? So I wonder, and ZipChat may have this feature, but I wonder if you've automated the process of getting UGC from actual customers so that you have more social proof on the e-commerce.
That's something we are building now.
Oh, sweet.
Especially with the integration with WhatsApp, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
This is perfect way to collect this kind of feedbacks, videos, audios, notes, everything. Before we didn't have this on as only on available on the website. Of course, you can upload, but you know, there's just so much you can do with the chat on the website, because if somebody is not on the website, they will not see that. But with WhatsApp, it's another game. So in WhatsApp, we are developing all these, you know, cooler features. And
hell yeah, dude! Count me in as a user, dude. That's awesome. Very cool. Very cool. I love it, man. Dude, I know we've been grilling you with a few questions here, but I feel like when you're scaling and you're thinking about growth strategies, a lot of the things you're implementing in these businesses are sort of growth strategies, because you are getting them to like increase the revenue, convert more of the traffic that's coming there. How do you apply that mindset in your own scaling and growth strategies for ZipChat?
At the moment, what we are doing the most is hyper personalized outbound. It's what's working really, really well for us. So we use, when you were asking before about how we use AI, how we think about AI is amazing for basically do what SDRs were doing.
What's that? Sorry?
Sales development representative.
Okay, got it.
So one of my business part was working for Salesforce before, and for Oracle even earlier. So he was doing exactly this. You know, he was targeting big enterprise clients, creating super personalized emails for different stakeholders in the company, different managers and stuff, in order to, you know, gain their attention and then do this 6-12 month sales process, blah, 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 even longer sometimes. But now with AI, you can do this on a mass scale, even like with smaller player, because of course, in this case, with one person hired only for doing this, there's only so many emails you can do manually every day,
Sure.
So with AI, we do all the, research and personalization, even for small stores. And then we send out outbound campaigns that are super targeting, explaining, for example, you just install on your store a certain app from the Shopify App Store. So we explain and we give you a use case where you can use this app plus our app to succeed on your e-commerce store. Of course, reply rates are pretty high, and
Okay, I know I'm stealing the mic here for a second. Just like one, if you could only have 5 AI tools you could use, and these are the 5, you could literally use no other AI tools. We don't know what's going to be created in the future, but there's only 5 AI tools that you could use. What would those 5 be?
You mean for my personal use?
Yeah, for your personal use, for your business use.
Okay, I would definitely use Perplexity, as I mentioned earlier.
Got it.
I would use ZipChat because we run lots of reports about what happens in the chat on our own website. Even if we are not for SaaS, we are not developed for SaaS, we miss lots of features for SaaS businesses, of course. But still, there's lots of conversations going on. So we learn lots of stuff of what to build next or what the people are asking, et cetera, et cetera. I would say, of course, like ChatGPT, because even if Perplexity is great, some stuff with ChatGPT, it's much better for writing copies and, this kind of stuff. It's quite good. I'm starting to use Make UGC AI or something like that. I think it's pretty cool.
I found a cooler one. I'll tell you about it later.
Yeah,
it's called Top View. It's actually kind of insane. Yeah,
I will definitely start to use that, or at least test it. And I would just Clay is amazing.
What's that one?
Clay is the one I was mentioning earlier to do the personalization. It's not like AI itself, but integrates everything. It's like basically, let's say, Excel on steroids, integrated with AI and so many different tools. So Clay is really amazing for doing, for example, the outbound strategies I was mentioning.
Nice, dude.
And you mentioned the UGC stuff there. Does that mean you're running ads?
I just started to build those. So I don't really know how they're gonna perform. But yeah, we're running ads on Facebook, for example, but not with UGC.
What are your main kind of growth channels going forward then? So you mentioned the outreach.
Cold outreach. Shopify App Store is good, but it's not really scalable, because at the end of the day, it's depend how many searches there are for certain keywords, and that's the limit. So as the industry will grow, for sure, being ranked well on Shopify App Store will be like a good one for us. And then Facebook ads right now.
Okay. And is there anything you want to add in the next kind of 6 months to that?
I would like to add Google and YouTube.
Okay.
I will do for sure.
Okay. And then can we just go back to the funnel? So on the marketing side, what happens? So we've got the ad. Is it install and then phone call? Or what does the process look like?
I like to automate things, as you know. So I've always thought to not have the phone call involved. So I'm trying to build and create amazing VSLs that make super easy for the people to understand where they're standing right now. So what are the problems? I mean, calling them out for this, and then transitioning them to the solution, which is ZipChat, and then have them sign up. So the first call happens during the onboarding call. Then we still have, the book a demo on the website, and some people still, doesn't sign up and go on the demo call, whatever, but it's minor number.
Can you automate or use AI for those demo calls? Because I've seen some interesting stuff on Twitter about this.
There's definitely tools doing that. We haven't really deep dived into them, to be honest. So for sure, it's going to be something super cool.
Interesting.
I know, for example, here, my girlfriend, she works in real estate, and their agency, now they hired some company, I don't recall the name, that is doing, 20,000 calls per hour or something like that. It's super expensive, so they don't use it like 24 hours a day. They use like 1 hour per week, something like that. But these 20,000 calls, they book so many real appointments to their agents, and it's all automated, and it sounds like human, it doesn't sound like an AI.
So just for reference, in Dubai, your data is basically sold everywhere, right? And all the real estate guys have access to everything.
Oh yeah, but they call also like worldwide, not just Dubai.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, that's like they call a lot to US, for example.
Okay.
Wow. Just to double click on that funnel process, because we spoke about Make UGC, that AI tool, their funnel is interesting. So they get creators, like LinkedIn creators, to post, hey, I figured out how to create like UGC content completely AI and automated. If you want to just like put this comment below,
Yeah.
and then here's then I'll send you the resource. The resource is just Notion, and then each affiliate has their own little Notion thing where they add some additional value, and then that link is then attributed to them. I wonder if you could do that for ZipChat. And the reason I'm saying that is that Notion and that post does a lot to explain the value of the software, right? And so that's something that you could do probably at scale.
So that's exactly what we are looking into for the WhatsApp part.
Nice.
Because when it came to, let's say, just ZipChat, the problem we faced, the good problem we faced is that the product is so simple that you cannot really, build super smart things to do on top of it, because it's so simple that everybody can really work on it like in 5 minutes and it works perfectly. But when it comes to the WhatsApp marketing campaigns, that's when marketing comes into play. So what kind of campaign will you run when it comes to outbound? Or how will you run, for example, Facebook ads that start a WhatsApp conversation? Or how do you send emails that have, as a call to action, a potential WhatsApp marketing conversation? So in this case, the growth hacker or the agency role becomes like crucial. So in this case, like, smart marketers can build amazing content on how to use the tool in a smart way that nobody thought about.
Got it. What would you say to someone who's not going to be using AI in 2025 and onwards?
What would you say? You can avoid it 1 year, 2 years, but at some point, all your competitors will be using AI and they will just be able to do so much more work with less hours and at cheaper cost that, either you have 99%, profitability right now, and maybe you're going to have 90, but it's impossible, or your business will...
Would you say it's safe to say you may as well put an expiry date on your business if you're not using AI in 2025?
Yes, totally. I believe so.
It's scary, right?
And I think it's like end of 2025. I think it's like next few months.
Oh, wow.
Everybody is implementing AI super fast right now. Like good AI, bad AI. Some people are figuring out, but next few months is going to be catalyst.
I need your help, dude. Goddamn.
Can we just talk kind of general business stuff? Because I feel like you've done a lot of stuff. You've thought about many kind of questions. Are there any kind of founders or businesses that you look at and you're like, I like that model, or I like the way they're kind of doing things?
You mean what's my process to think if it's good or not? Or
no, just in terms of the market as a whole, who do you look at and what kind of things are you looking at and being like, okay, I like this? Is it, for example, one person business that's doing 8 figures?
Yes, right now, yes. Before I was really excited about the idea of big offices, big teams, all these,
The one in this building, right?
Exactly. We used to have like 350 square meters office here. We had like a jungle, we had media room, we had like 7-8 offices, 2 like boardrooms, kitchen,
table tennis tables and beer pong.
No, we had like the PlayStation room.
Okay,
it was a huge room with like PlayStation, big television, sofas, everything. Huge team, huge payroll, everything. Dubai, like tens of people, it's quite expensive. And that was my dream. I was like, okay, this is super cool. But then at some point I realized, are these people, anonymous on Twitter with like running a 1, 2, 3 people show with like 8-figure in revenue? Isn't that much cooler? At the end of the day, you also want to have free time to travel, to enjoy life. And if you have so many people as a responsibility, it's not the same. So I'm looking to all these people that manage to build this kind of stuff.
Do you felt like you built your own prison before?
Before, yeah, totally.
Okay.
I was definitely not happy with my life. I was fat. I think all my personal core numbers, values, whatever, they were completely fucked up. I was stressed out like crazy, really bad in personal relationship, because when you're super stressed and you cannot be like have a good energy for others.
So was this kind of like a moment, it's not just a business, you're almost rebalancing your entire life around other goals that are holistic and not just money?
Absolutely.
What was the catalyst for that change, right? Because like you've built this prison for yourself, you obviously have this huge team, and it's like, what caused that? Yeah.
So there was a moment where everything happened together because we made some bad decision on business, and at the same time I found myself to have like a small tumor here.
Oh,
and
shit.
I broke up at the same time with my ex-girlfriend after like 9 years. Everything
Wow.
happening together.
Whoa.
And one of my closest friends, Matteo, he's really like, spiritual person, really good at business.
This is hyper skew.
Oh no, same name, same surname, same city.
Wow.
No
He
way.
lives in Dubai, but no, he's doing like he's more like a coach, info business guy. He has like one of the biggest companies in Italy when it comes to training entrepreneurs to do like business and acquiring customers online. And he told me, man, that's your wake up call. It means something in your life was off. You want friends that are also able to tell you the hard truth, not just say, "Oh man, you're doing great," blah blah blah.
Yeah.
That's bullshit, friends. So it was, man, this is a wake up call. It means something was off in your life, but I'm sure now you're gonna understand this, and everything's gonna change. And at that moment, really start to work on myself again. I start to train. I read so many books in that period that was opening my mind on different topics about also living the life, not just working the life, or transforming the work in pleasure, not just like I need to make money.
What books were key in that
Yeah.
process?
What was the name? Sexy Happy Millionaire, something like that, from Stephen Bartlett. I think he had he
Oh, the Diary of CEO, Stephen Bartlett.
yeah,
Oh, I
Stephen
didn't even know
Bartlett,
that book. Okay, got it.
I love that guy. I listened to his podcast. I read his books. I think it's an amazing entrepreneur, really good at communication, and he also really good at feeling himself. Because he was, according to the book, I never met him yet. He was really stressed out in his life in his super successful company with lots of people. So I think that book was really good.
And how do you now kind of look at life more holistically, like aside from the business and this leveraged operation? What else do you want in your life going forward?
I want to build a good family, happy family. I'm really right now in a really good relationship. I'm super happy of. I have good friends. Before I was networking a lot with like some random people all the time that I had no idea why I was even talking to them and investing energies in that relationship. That it's better to know somebody really deep than to know like 10 people like super randomly.
The shallow bullshit relationships.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they come from a university ecosystem where everything was based on know as many people as you can, because tomorrow you're gonna be a consultant, so you got to need anybody. You got to know everybody.
Yeah.
And is there anything else then in terms of what you want in life? Like, because I know you've just done a marathon.
Oh yeah, of
triathlon?
course. I want to be healthy. I want to be happy. I want my small circle to be happy as well, and in a good position. Yeah, I'm running marathons. I ran last year, first one in New York. I want to run again this year.
Yeah.
I'm doing right now the 75 art.
Oh wow,
Dude, love that. It's so good.
Yeah,
I literally started day one yesterday.
Oh,
of that
really?
app. Yeah.
Oh, nice. This is my second time.
Nice.
But it's amazing how you feel during the process and how you feel at the end. It's
Yeah, dude. I remember the first time I did 75 hard. It was brutal. But then, yeah, I kind of really liked it around day 45. I'm like, I looked forward to drinking that gallon of water. Just like you're doing the 2 workouts inside and outside. Like it's good, man.
Or reading or this kind of stuff. So
right.
it's just so good. I did the first time like 1.5 years ago.
Nice.
And I must say, Dubai makes it easy to do this kind of stuff, because other places, for example, where I'm from in Genova, there are moments during the year where you don't want to train, work out outside. Or it's even like more difficult to eat healthy, this kind of stuff. So
fair, dude. Well, I guess in closing, man, what do you see the rest of 2025 look like for ZipChat and for yourself moving forward? Like, if we came back a year from now on this exact same date, what would you hope to be true?
Oh wow, that's a big question. So I hope that 1 year ago, when it came to personal life, exactly 1 year ago, I was single. I was tired of random dating, so I was really looking for like how can you say, the other half. And I'm quite happy because it happened all so fast that I felt like I found it.
Got it.
So I was not expecting it. I was in a moment in my life where I was like, okay, no, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
But as they say, they always come to you, and good things come to you when you're not really looking for them. Business wise, I think 1 year ago, we were still figuring out all the different things we could do with the platform. And we didn't have a clear direction, while today we definitely have. And I believe in 1 year from now, we're not going to be seen as a AI chatbot for your e-commerce, but as a AI marketing platform for your e-commerce, where conversation will go through, Instagram, will go through Facebook, will go through TikTok Shop, WhatsApp, of course, as I said, and maybe even like emails and SMS, but all AI powered.
Amazing, dude. Where can people learn more? Where can they find you, man?
I'm on Instagram and LinkedIn, Luca Boreani. Right now, we're launching the ZipChat channels on YouTube and Instagram. They were there, but no content. So now I'm starting to create this content as well.
Nice.
So they will see definitely more about like some Ecom apps we get from our partners or from clients.
Amazing, dude.
Thank you very much, guys.
Dude, thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, bro.
Thanks.